don't know about you guys, I go alternate tab, I get up, I go watch a YouTube walkthrough, and I go, damn, I knew that, but you know. But what this does is it allows you to just stay in the game. You can hit a home button, you can hit on YouTube, the YouTube app, you can be watching the walkthrough without getting out of the game.
Yeah!
You can have people messaging you on Facebook, you don't need to get out of the game and say, bugger off, don't bug me. You can bring people to join you for raids, so on and so forth. It's incredible.
You're gone!
Well, and you can change the tunes. It's incredible. It's beautiful. And what else? That's not all. Now remember, that was the secondary screen mode. That's what the guys want to do to game wise. What if you want to kind of take it really on the road? You're at Starbucks, you don't have a lot of space. Now, we looked at all the trackpads out there, and we decided that they suck. We make the best gaming mice in the world. Why can't we make the best gaming trackpads? And we have made the best gaming trackpad. Now, if you look at your dynamic tactile keys, those will be your hotkeys. For example, a game like Shift. For example, you can shift and morph, you can press a button, it changes. We've got custom gestures that allow you to do different applications on the go. We've also optimized this for both feel, traction, and sensitivity. All games, RTSs, MMOs, and the holy grail for a trackpad, we've done it also for an FPS.
Wow.
You can play an FPS on a trackpad. And of course, we'll be showcasing this in different videos along the way. It's really incredible. So 2 modes, the secondary screen mode and the touch camera. Well, I thought this would be a good time for me to introduce one of the engineering leads for the Razar Blade. It's out of our top secret snake pit facility. In fact, this is the first time we have ever mentioned that our secret facility was just called Snake Pit. It didn't even have a logo on the office. I mean, tens of engineers doing this. And please welcome Mr. John Wilson, Director of Engineering.
So what we have here is a little demo reel of League of Legends gameplay, and obviously focusing on the Switchblade UI here. You have the 10 dynamic tactile keys, so these keys do click and depress and feel great. You can assign any icon, any keybind, any macro to these keys, and what we've discovered is that you can even get into some like change macros where you hit a key, your keys all change underneath your hand, and hit your next key. And you can get some pretty fun, complex gameplay that way. Down below, you have the high detail LCD that operates in 2 modes. You have the secondary screen mode that will have apps supplied by Razar, as well as in some of the relationships we're working out with ISVs, the software developers. The other mode is the gaming trackpad mode, and we focused a lot on the gestures that you can use when you're playing games. And as Min was saying, you know, it's never really been possible to play an FPS on a trackpad, but we've all forgotten our mouse once, you know, been on a plane or something, you just sitting there. And with the gestures that we've designed in, it really does allow you to turn around really fast and get back to playing the actor. There's 2 keys underneath, left, right keys. Very standard, kind of like a trackpad, clickable. And that's the Switchblade UI.
Pretty amazing, huh? Okay. Well, In summary, the world's first true gaming laptop. It's truly portable, it's got incredible performance, and it's got a revolutionary UI. It's all aluminum, that's how we've managed to get it so thin. The only other laptop that is so thin. It's 0.88 inches thin, less than 7 pounds. Together with the house class, 7.5 pounds. It's got a full, beautiful, vibrant 17-inch display. It's 1920 by 1080. It's got incredible performance. It's got one of the highest clock speed Core i7 mobile processors there, 2.8 gigahertz. It's got an NVIDIA GT 555, and it comes standard 8 gigs of RAM. Now, bear in mind, we decided to design this laptop with no compromises. We didn't start off with price. We just designed something that we felt would totally change the face of PC gaming. We could have started putting there like 4 gigs of RAM and then trick you into having upgraded to 8 gigs of RAM. You know, we could put a lower kind of like a CPU and GPU and say, hey, look, you know, guys, if you paid another $2 million, it can. And bear in mind, there are little other things that we've done. For example, and things that you may think that, oh, wow, that's the way the world is. But we decided this is not the way the world should be.
Yeah!
Like bloatware. Think about it, bloatware. How many of you have bought a laptop? You boot it up, and that damn antivirus just keeps saying, please register. You try to shut it off, 2 weeks later, bam, it's there again. Think about it. You try to delete it, my God, I have not been able to do that. That really sucks. And, you know, and then I think the times of which we say, yeah, we can remove it, we'll pay $100 or $150. But that's how business system works. We commoditize programs we're getting. We have taken all of that out. We decided on a revolutionary new UI, something truly cool and new. We want to break all boundaries. It's got a full multi-touch gaming trackpad and a secondary screen. The first time for a long, long time, anyone has been passionate about gaming laptops.
Yeah.
That is expensive. And if you think about it, why don't I just get a system, you know, that could have the same specs or better specs at, you know, half the price. So it's not really half the price, but for a cheaper price. You can. But that is the angle that we're taking a totally different approach. This is the world's thinnest performance gaming laptop, bar none. There is no other laptop in the world that approaches this. The rest of them are 2 or 3 times the thickness of the same thing and the weight. And if you guys like a performance desktop or laptop, I urge you, please go for it. But there are many of us out there. There are many of us out there who want really cool technology, who want the latest and the greatest, and we want something that is truly portable, half the size, half the thickness of everything else out there. And what's incredible is that we're going to be shipping this year. Wonderful. The world's first true gaming laptop, true portability, incredible performance, and an all-new revolutionary UI. And we're calling it the Razar. You know, it's been said many times that the PC is dying. The PC is dead. And we tell ourselves, no, it's not. We're still playing games. We're still out there and stuff like that. But slowly and think about it. The PC is a commodity today. And we only have to look at ourselves in the mirror to realize that we were part of the whole process. We asked all the PC manufacturers, hey, bring down your prices, bring it down. And they said, okay, we'll do that. They brought it down further and further and further, and they cut innovation over and over and over. They said, we don't need engineers, we just outsource everything to the factories. We just go to the factories and get whatever they want. That's what's been happening in the PC industry. And it's been a long time since any of us have been passionate about anything to do with PC. And PC gaming, that's how it's also become. Well, I hope that today we have shown the world that there can still be innovation in the PC. And that we will continue to design not just for PC gaming, but for PCs in general. And we will show the world that PC gaming is not dead.
Yeah!
If you're not fans of us on Facebook, please jump on there right now. They've been coming up to me at the booth over at PAX. They've been asking lots of questions. Do you feel like answering a few of those questions?
Absolutely. Okay, hold that maybe let me just tell everyone. We've got about 990-something thousand fans on Facebook right now. If you go to facebook.com/Razar, you could be with a millionth fan. Yeah. All right, so check it out, all right?
And if you are the millionth fan, you will receive a sturdy handshake. Thumbs up. I woke up super early this morning. I went through a lot of our Facebook questions. By far and wide, the #1 most asked question: when and how do I get one of these?
Well, we are launching it the end of this year. It's only going to be for North America first, and we will have it online and at some major online sites. We're still working on the rest of the details, but we will be able to get all of the Razar Blade by this year.
And how do they get it? They go to our website.
Well, go to our website and register online first, and absolutely.
Okay. A lot of people look to me and they said they can get desktops or laptops that have better specs to them. Why didn't we put a more powerful GPU in the Blade?
Well, that's something which we considered, and over again. Remember, we have one of the world's top engineers in terms of this. We could, but what we would have done is increase it by an inch, 2 inches, and at the end of the day, we would have ended up with a motherboard. Yeah. And we didn't want a motherboard, right? So that's our process.
And a lot of people have been saying, I heard some guests out there where we announced the price point, and a lot of companies that tried this have either been bought out or they go under. Do we really think there's a market for a $3,000 laptop?
Yeah!
I'll say this. When we first started the whole company, we asked ourselves, did we want to leave a legacy of really shitty product out there every single day, over and over and over again, that nobody cares about? And that's when we created not just the world's first gaming mouse, but an entire industry with us. And today, we've asked ourselves, do we want to compromise? And we said to ourselves, no. There are people out there who appreciate the same things that we appreciate. And these are the facts, and these are the guys that we're working for. So, we don't think there's a market, but there are a bunch of guys out there like you, like us, that appreciate that. Absolutely.
Every good MC always carries a wireless handheld microphone. Should I open some questions up to the floor out there?
Yeah.